मुलाकात होगी, लेकिन जाने से पहले फिर एक बार याद दिलाना चाहती हूँ, keep listening to Radio Caravan. These two beautiful ladies bring this amazing show called Heart to Heart. Saima and Kalpana will be on the airwaves of Radio Caravan from 1 until 2. Keep listening to Radio Caravan. This is your host Neetu signing off for the day.
हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं सब लोग? सो वी आर लाइव बट अभी कोई आया नहीं है, but I wanted to set this up. And Kalpana, we have an attorney who is going to join us at 2. She's going to join us at 2 here on StreamYard as well, and then she's going to call in for the radio as well.
Okay. Okay.
So हो सकता है कुछ टेक्निकल चीज़ों को हमें हैंडल करना पड़े उस पॉइंट के ऊपर, बट और फिर दूसरी चीज़ जब आप बैठ जाते हो, okay. So she's actually, hey guys, thank you for being here. So we are kind of excited. I know I am about talking about the subject जो मैंने select किया है, which is talking about swindlers and con artists and liars. We do have an attorney who's going to be joining us as well at 2 o'clock, to actually 2:05. And she has been handling cases for women who have been swindled by men. And they are right now fighting their case because they sponsored them, whatnot. And so anyway, so she's going to be coming on. And I need to, hey Kalpana, once you sit down, I need to plug in this charger because this live stream sucks in. नहीं वो तुम्हारे पीछे है, और but you just have to balance yourself.
All right, I'll
So
see you.
before you go, at least say hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody. I'm Neetu, and these two girls, they bring amazing show from 1 to 3. You all already know that, and glad to have you on the team. Really,
Thank you.
Hi.
Okay. So we are here. Kalpana, when you start the song, will you have a minute to share our stream on your page as well?
Yes.
Okay, Farah's gonna share it. So I'm sending it to her. Oh, I'm going to Kalpana. Okay, I'm tagging you on the post, Kalpana. Hello everyone. कैसे हैं सब लोग? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Suraya ji, for the compliment. I love to experiment. तो आजकल मैं अपने बालों को blow dry कर रही होती हूँ ताकि वो straight हो जाए. So I have tagged you, Kalpana, if you can share it. And we are right now streaming. You might need to reduce your volume. Volume बंद कर दो ताकि मेरी आवाज echo नहीं करे. So we are streaming right now on LinkedIn, and we are streaming on Facebook, and we are streaming on YouTube, and we are excited
You're getting it?
I can't hear here, Kalpana.
Can you hear it?
No. Try the other one.
मैंने
अब तो
mic on
स्टूडियो
नहीं
की
किया।
आवाज आ रही है.
मैंने mic on नहीं किया, but you should.
Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Sit. Okay. Let me start speaking.
Oh shit. किधर लगता है ये इधर? नहीं, that's why.
Can you? अभी आ रहा है? Okay. I'm going to turn the mic on. I'm turning the mic on. वेलकम टू द शो। आप सुन रहे हैं आपका फेवरेट रेडियो चैनल रेडियो कैरवान और प्रोग्राम है
Heart to Heart with Saima and Kalpana. This is your host, Saima, and let's touch lives together. And with me, I have Kalpana, who's looking beautiful in bright pink lipstick.
And black and white.
And black and white.
Well, yes, so this is one and only Saloni RJ Kalpana और हम लाते हैं प्रोग्राम हार्ट टू हार्ट हर थर्सडे दोपहर 1 बजे से लेके 3 बजे तक और आज हम बात करने वाले हैं
We're talking about con artists, swindlers and liars. I personally, Kalpana, am extremely excited. आपको पता है मैंने आपको वीकेंड पे मैसेज किया था कि हम यहाँ पे ये बात करने वाले हैं and I was extremely excited to be talking about this subject.
Important also, Saima, क्योंकि आजकल ये काफी चल रहा है everybody क्योंकि ऑनलाइन डेटिंग बहुत ज्यादा हो चुकी है बच्चे teenagers and people who are in 20s they just look for online dating और फिर sometimes they get into trap and then कितनी real life stories हो चुकी हैं जो people get pawned by these people who are very good at acting actually of course very charming
very suave, very charming and Kalpana, this is actually and before we go into it if anyone would like to watch me Kalpana live, we are streaming, both of us, we are streaming live on social media under Saima Dillon and
I'm on live and also
we are streaming live and I'm also streaming on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. अगर YouTube पे आप जाके Saima Dillon search करें या Facebook पे Saima Dillon, so you can watch us, you can comment, you can connect and we are going to start the show and then at 2 o'clock we also have an attorney, Marosh Nawaz, who's going to be joining us. So Kalpana, literally, I met with Marosh. We were celebrating her birthday last week, and she told us that she is working on 3 cases that she's just received within the past few weeks. This is such a big industry of scamming and con artists कि she's working on 3 cases जो अभी recently उसके पास आए हैं within the past few weeks of women who have been swindled excuse me by men and you know, this is like romance swindling जिसके अंदर they have been courted and coaxed into building this relationship, into getting married, into sponsoring these men. And I know that this is not just men, it's also women are out there as well doing this. But I think हमारी इतनी सारी देसी women are getting enticed into this, especially women जो कि you know what, they're single moms. They have gone through a relationship of years, जिसको उन्होंने खत्म किया है.
Right.
So the emotions are sensitive, and just like everyone else, they're out there. They're looking for someone that they can love, they can fall in love with, and someone who loves them. And but something is wrong.
But definitely, Saima, and I agree with that because it's heartbreaking under the disguise of this falling into love, and then when they come to know, probably sometimes it's too late. I wouldn't say too late, but I think it's too heartbroken, of course. Because the people who get conned, they're different kind of con artists. Some could be emotional cons, some could be financial cons, and there are many things, Saima, which bothers, and especially जैसे हमने कहा था कि आजकल के ज़माने में क्योंकि ऑनलाइन डेटिंग जो इतनी ज़्यादा हो चुकी है, तो इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि माशाल्लाह किसी को अच्छा भी मिल जाते हैं, अच्छी रिलेशंस मिल जाती है, लेकिन अक्सर हो जाता है कि बाज़ दफ़ा लोगों को ट्रैप they get trapped into this swindler, they get swindled by. So there are many things we're going to talk about and unfold this topic, and like the Saima said, we're going to have a guest coming who's a lawyer who's dealing with the real life stories, and we're also going to give you some more real life stories that I have myself have seen in my circle how they get conned by these people. तो चलिए हम सुनते हैं पहला गाना, उसके बाद हम चलते हैं इसके बारे में और ज़्यादा बात करेंगे. So this is a song from Satya, Chalka Chalka.
And Kalpana studio ki awaaz, so like people can hear the songs too. So this is Saima Dillon. How is everyone doing? So we if you have a song you want to request, it is you can also watch us. You're watching us, but you can listen to us on radio every Thursday from 1 to 3. हमारा radio show होता है, and अगर आपकी कोई request है for any songs you want to listen to, please share it, and if you share it.
Even on my page, a lot of people are watching. Suraya ji, अगर आप कुछ request करना चाहती हैं तो comment section में डाल दीजिएगा. I'll definitely try to play that for you.
So कोई भी देखना चाहे, because I have tagged you, so मेरा भी तुम्हारे ऊपर share हो रहा है. Okay. So कोई गाना सुनना चाहे, you have some comments, you have some feedbacks, कुछ आप अपनी story share करना चाहें, so please do share, because yes, it's a bold subject, but this is happening to people continuously, as women on social media, and I think even men, but men we are not going too much, simply because it's a lot of white men who are getting targeted, and they are
sometimes even Desi that also get targeted.
Yes.
The number is high on the other side.
for women.
It is
It's a lot of women who are actually in East Europe, even men.
You've seen that
Tinder swindler.
Tinder swindler, and then
Yes.
you say how that guy who claimed himself as a prince,
Yes.
and then he was diamond prince, right? And then he called not people in fact, but three people who came up front and
Yes.
he was talking about it, how they were fraud and lost so much money.
Yes.
In this kind of this,
Yes, so this is happening. A lot of women in East Europe, a lot of Russian women, a lot of women in, a lot of men who are in, but we are focusing on Desis simply because it is happening to our women here. It is happening to men here. And and of course, Marosh, when she comes here, she's going to talk about the actual, not the cases itself, but what she's witnessing and what needs to be done. I think for me to do this show, the main purpose is to create that awareness and to tell women that these are the red flags. You know what? They need to look out for these red flags.
What are the red flags and what to look for?
तो कल्पना, हम अभी इसके साथ स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, and then we'll go a little bit into talking about the liars, psychopathic liars, and then जब मारोश आती है 2 o'clock and she gives us the stats and whatnot from a legal perspective, and then हम अपना last half an hour we can continue when Marosh leaves.
How long is she going to be there?
She's going to come in at 2:05 and she's going to leave just when we end. Yeah. She said 20 minutes, so 25 minutes के लिए. So
So I see Pinky, Suraya ji, and Sujana, Saima. Thank you for watching, and do put a thumbs up if you like the show. Because we just started, of course, and we are talking about con artists and people who get swindled by these people who are extremely charming and extremely have this romance put up, and then they do everything fall for you. But it's also on the other side, they cannot live this life 24/7 because they will be pretending and for some time to just get your attention as much as possible. But then sooner, when you think that these people cannot do the same kind of pretentious act for long, they will come to know, and then maybe it's going to be too late. So just look for the red flags that we're going to discuss more on our show. इसमें dialogue होता है, गाने का Is that ready?
Can I start? So welcome back. You're listening to Heart with Saima and Kalpana. And this is a Radio Caravan, your favorite radio station. And we are talking about con artists, swindlers, and liars.
और ये जो धोखेबाजी, ये ठगीबाजी, ये झूठ बोलना होता है साइमा, आई थिंक सबसे पहली बात है कि ऑफ कोर्स ये कहीं पे भी हो सकता है, कोई भी ठग सकता है, लेकिन ऑनलाइन डेटिंग स्पेशली, क्योंकि आजकल ये टिंडर ऐप्स ये ज़्यादा हो चुके हैं, लोग जो है they just look for this relationship and they think that कि maybe the other end is going to be a good guy, Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. लेकिन अक्सर ऐसा हो जाता है कि जब तक आप उन्हें ना देखें, आप ना मिलें, उनके साथ वक्त ना गुजारें, it's very hard to know कि how that person is. Because obviously initially वो लोग बहुत charming होते हैं, जैसे बता रहे थे कि especially if they are con artists, Saima, I think that's definitely going to put out a lot more charmness in them, and then आपके लिए जो कुछ भी करेंगे head over heels डाल के, आपको जो चाहे वो मांगेंगे, and they're going to try to impress you, and they will try to just accept everything that you are. क्योंकि of course एक होता है कि broken hearts when they come together and they have empathy towards each other, रिश्ते धीरे धीरे वहाँ से बढ़ जाती है. लेकिन con artist में ऐसा होता है कि they're just listening to you to get attention only for some time because they cannot pretend for a long time. तो आपके साथ ये काफी होता है. They will sound desperate to just meet you. तो बहुत चीजें हैं जो देखने वाली बात होती है कि रेड फ्लैग्स, कि जब आप किसी रिश्ते में जाते हैं, ऑनलाइन किसी से मिलते हैं, तो पहले how to reveal these things and how to reveal all that, and then how to find out कि भाई वो इंसान जो सामने आपसे बात कर रहा है वो सच्चा भी है कि झूठा है.
See, here's what the thing is, Kalpana. So right here, social media is a gold mine for scammers. Okay, 770 million was lost in social media scams in 2021. So this is $1 billion industry. If someone contacts you on Facebook and is asking you to be more than friends, people need to think about it. They need to understand, okay, why are they texting you? They are asking you to switch to WhatsApp. Okay, they are sitting overseas. What's their intention? They're calling you on WhatsApp. So why are they not doing regular texting? So it's so, ये बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है with, so this is not just happening with people who are in their middle age. Okay. This is happening a lot with young people in their 20s and 30s as well. Yes, because the thing is, romance fraud is just rampant on social media, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And these statistics are coming from the Federal Trade Commission. So they are watching this, they are monitoring this, whether the biggest websites for this social media, it's Facebook and Instagram, people reaching out, trying to make connection. These swindlers, they know exactly what to say. They know exactly how to treat the other person. Absolutely. They know exactly how to ask for money. And people get overwhelmed because you fall in love, like Tinder swindler.
Of course, and then if you have seen the Tinder swindler on Netflix, it will definitely say that how these women got conned by these a charming prince who claimed himself as a prince, जो diamond prince अपने आप को बता रहा था, and then he was the one who was very charming and who did everything whatever the woman needed at that point.
And then they'll have this sob story, Saima. They will definitely put on this sob story saying that एक story बना देते makeup story कि I was in let's say I was in Africa and I was so sad and people were on me, they were getting on me. They get your attention and slowly they say कि मुझे अपनी identity बचानी है, I am in danger, so can I use your identity instead because I'm in danger. So they're going to try every kind of thing with retrospect to that to get your attention for no matter what. Or of course then people start believing them उनको लगा कि
Of
हाँ
course.
तो because their story looks very real, very original, and they say okay, maybe yes, that's true. And this one that we were talking about, the Tinder swindler, how this girl who actually said that this charming prince who claimed himself as a diamond prince, in fact, जिसका असली नाम कुछ और था, तो उसने कहा था कि मैं डेंजर में हूँ, मैं तुम्हारा आइडेंटिटी यूज करूँ. तो पहले तो he didn't ask for money.
Yeah.
He didn't ask for money. Slowly he just said I want
Because
to use your identity.
it's strategically done.
Absolutely. Said my bodyguards are stalking me and तो मैं तुम्हारी आइडेंटिटी यूज करता था. फिर धीरे धीरे उसने कहा मैं can I use your credit cards because I have to hide mine. और फिर पहले तो $1,000 now she is behind credit card the debt collector उनके पीछे पड़े हुए हैं क्योंकि she has 70 to 80,000 and then they went for a GoFundMe to raise amount for these ladies so they can make some money for them. So there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and I think the purpose of us talking about this is to create awareness, to create. So this is not just necessarily people who are overseas.
Mhm.
This is so once Marosh comes here and she talks about the cases, these cases she's going to be talking about are women who are right here in the Dallas area, and she's going to be discussing what red flags to look for, because these are women who have been swindled by men who are within United States. They are here. They were here on a visitor's visa or some other visa, but they met with women, they romanced women, they were charming, they were charismatic, but they had wives who were sitting overseas. They have kids who were overseas, but they were charmers, and the women ended up doing everything they needed to do because they felt they were building their lives with these men and they were sponsoring their children.
Women are committed in general, in a nutshell, Saima, women are committed and they want, of course, monogamy. One thing to know for sure. But
that's a topic for another day.
Another one. But no, if they are online dating, they actually look for a committed relationship. That's why they just want to do everything for that person. तो और मैं खुद अपना एग्जांपल बताऊं तो काफी अर्से पहले actually when my daughter was little actually, तो रेडियो में एक ऐड आया था 106.1 में एक ऐड आया था कि they are looking for Disney artist. All right, so my daughter happened to listen to that ad. उसने कहा कि भाई मुझे Disney में जाना है. And then I said, okay, fine. So we took that number, we called them, and they asked them to come to some downtown Dallas place. So हम वहाँ गए, auditions हुए, and we were very excited. मैंने कहा चलो उसको she wants it, so why not try for it. तो उन्होंने एक राउंड किया, फिर उन्होंने कहा you have another audition tomorrow, so we came for another audition, and they said she got selected. तो मैंने कहा चलो ठीक है. Then finally what they said was you have to pay $4,000 to get into this, and then with that हम उन्हें training सिखाएंगे, उन्हें acting सिखाएंगे, वगैरह वगैरह, photo shoot करवाएंगे. And we did that. To be honest, we paid $4,000.
Yeah.
And then to be honest, we didn't get a single call after that. And I would say कि of course unfortunately it wasn't a big amount. It is, of course, 4,000 is a big amount, of course, लेकिन हम कॉल करते गए, and then finally we even complained, लेकिन कुछ हुआ नहीं. उन्होंने कहा कि these were they were caught, they caught so many people. तो ये एक बात हुई थी, and काफी scam भी चला, and they were it was a fraud being exposed later on, लेकिन फिर हमारे पैसे तो गए. और ये होता है, ये this is another kind of swindling, of course. लेकिन रिश्ते में पड़ना और रिश्ते में धोखा खाना, फिर मतलब डिप्रेस होना, ये भी बहुत होता है, especially with the young age kids.
But वो तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि कल्पना, दिल जो है ना, all the heart wants is to feel loved, and the heart just wants to give love.
Right.
But unfortunately, with so many swindlers who are out there, with so many people messaging you, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, I mean, पिछले शो के ऊपर आपको याद होगा कि जब हम लोग, क्योंकि हम ऑनलाइन स्ट्रीमिंग कर रहे हैं, people can actually go on Saima Dillon or
Right.
Kalpana's Facebook page or YouTube, and they can actually watch us streaming live. So last time I was talking about कि for men who send messages in Messenger, please be mindful. You're dealing with educated American strong women. I mean, you know, आपको अगर कुछ connection, agar even for swindlers, you're trying to make a connection, do it on an intellectual level. Don't just, you know, एक class honi chahiye uske andar.
Absolutely. So there are a lot of things to look for, but anyway, our topic will still continue. I would like to have another song. लेकिन song से पहले
Watching a compulsive liar scramble to do damage control when the secrets are unfolding is actually quite entertaining, because you know, people don't realize, but there is such a thing as compulsive liars, as pathological liars, जिनकी फितरत में है, people who lie with such ease and finesse. But I feel कि lies जो हैं वो eventually they all come out.
Absolutely. तो चलिए इसके साथ हम सुनाते हैं आपको अगला गाना, और गाने से पहले बताना चाहेंगे कि Sun Glue Productions and Teton presents the Intense Tour, top 4 winners of Indian Idol season 12, Pavandeep Rajan, Mohammad Danish, Arunita Kanjilal and Sayali Kamble live in Dallas on Friday, March 11th. यानी कि कल प्लेनो में ये होने वाला है ये इवेंट, and you can get your tickets at sulekha.com. For more details, call AZ Kazmi at 972-814-3824, या आप मोहम्मद अब्बास को भी कॉल कर सकते हैं, उनका नंबर है 214-679-6818. अब चलते हैं अगले गाने की ओर.
So I think you know, I feel कि इतने लोग and I think that's also a quality of being narcissistic.
It is a narcissistic
When you lie, right? And you are so suave in your lies. आप इतनी, what's the word, चिकनी चौकनी बातें आप कर रहे होते हो, आप कर रहे होते हो, and you are just so you know कि ऐसे और फला, and you are this amazingly rich person, and you are this philanthropic person, right?
And they will do everything for you initially. So they are pretentious, and they will definitely have the extra amount of empathy. Yeah, whatever going on in your life, they will listen to you.
Come here and talk. So कोई और जगह नहीं है. Next time I think I need to bring a.
No, that's fine. So I was saying these people are actually so pretentious that they're going to listen to your stories with so much empathy, and you will think that you got your Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. And so initial days are really fun-filled, a honeymoon day kind of feeling you will have. But by the time you realize, I think, I wouldn't say it's too late, because I think it's anytime you can step back. But these con artists have the extra amount of charm and empathy to get into the relationship, to get what they need to get from you. So these are the very important things to first look. And I think you also need to look for what are you going to lose in case if something goes wrong. If something like let's say if you are investing into something, if you're saving, let's say if you have $1,000 and if you're investing all your money into it, what is going to happen if once you lose that? You're going to of course lose all your earnings. So I think when you get into relation also, you need to look for that, what is the thing going to happen if plan A goes to plan B? Is it going to take away all your anxiety, your depression, your mental peace? So you need to always take small steps whenever you get into relation, and do not get impressed very easily. That's very important, Saima, because some people have the amount of getting impressed very easily. So in that case, what happens, the other person don't have to try hard. They said, okay, this person is easy to get on. So I think you need to look for the do not get impressed very easily, take slow steps, and that's very important in getting any relation, in fact.
बिल्कुल. I mean, for people watching, what are your thoughts? आपने किसी के बारे में कोई story सुनी है? The other problem is कि जो भी stories होती हैं, people don't want to talk about them. Nobody wants to share anything that's going on, right? um, and आप सबसे ज़्यादा फिक्र ये होती है कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, and I'm like, to hell with people who are just sitting there to talk, right?
तो अब देखिए, आप अपनी नींद मत खोइए, अपना चैन मत खोइए, हम क्योंकि जाने वाले हैं छोटे से कमर्शियल ब्रेक की, और ब्रेक के बाद आएंगे और बात करेंगे स्विंडलर्स एंड कॉन आर्टिस्ट के बारे में, लोगों के बारे में जो बहुत आसानी से ठगते हैं, और उन लोगों के बारे में जो जल्दी आसानी से इम्प्रेस भी हो जाते हैं. So stay tuned. We're going to see you after the break.
Are you paying a lot in taxes? Are you yet to file your tax
So
returns? Does your
आपकी
business
कोई
need a
अगर
credit
सॉन्ग
card?
रिक्वेस्ट
Planning
है,
to buy or
कुछ
sell
आप
a business?
खास
Yet
गाना
you
सुनना
have
चाहते
not
हैं,
filed
कुछ
your
आपकी
CPA
थॉट्स
soon.
हैं, कुछ आप
Your
शेयर
one-stop
करना
solution
चाहते हैं,
for
तो
tax
प्लीज डू
planning,
शेयर.
bookkeeping, payroll
मैं
processing,
इस
lending,
वक्त
valuation services,
we are streaming
and
live on
insurance. Good
Facebook,
planning can
YouTube
save you
and
thousands of
LinkedIn.
dollars, and my
तो
tax filer can
अगर
help.
आप कुछ कमेंट करेंगे तो I'm able to bring your comments in. Yes, Suraya ji, you're absolutely right. कल्पना बैकग्राउंड का ये कम कर.
स्ट्रीट स्टाइल फ्राइड फिश
और कहाँ
And I
मिलेगी
see that
हैदराबाद की
Surya,
दम
Pinky
बिरयानी?
covered Aarti, and
फ्राइड फिश की बात
Deepti.
करें.
Thank you for
This
watching,
cookie
and if you have any requests, and if you want to even share anything about con artists or anything that you come across in your circle, do let us know. And the Surya number is 214-817-3333.
And we will have an attorney who's going to be here. She will be here at in 25 minutes, and she's going to be sharing tips, stories, what can be done to safeguard yourself. And so yes, it is awful, it is terrible, but yes, it's happening. And it's rampant. मगर क्या कर सकते हैं, अवेयरनेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं ताकि women, men, they are aware.
At least to those who are not, if they think that okay, they're into relation, at least they can look for okay, maybe I'm into this person who's actually impressing me way too much, and then he or she wanting me to do everything way too
Problem
much.
ये कि that's what the heart wants,
That's what the heart wants.
and the swindlers know
Yeah.
exactly what to say, exactly
That's why
what the
take
heart wants
slow
to
steps,
hear.
because the slow steps is actually going to. And another thing I think to look for, Saima, I think when if you think that a person is taking some of your, let's say, playing with their emotions, if you think that they're playing with their emotions way too much, or if they are using your money too much, so you need to just take a step back and try not to give them that power. And see
शुरू
how
में
that
थोड़ी
person-
करते हैं, शुरू में तो थोड़ी they don't ask for that money in the beginning.
No,
They
when you
don't
think
ask
that-
until the person is actually hooked.
So when you think, you need to test the waters. I think when you think that this is going way too much, I think you need to just pull yourself back to just think and probably maybe let me take away that power.
शुरू में you have to be aware, because एक दफा जब the heart gets involved in it, so then it's like once they put the khanjar in, फिर उसको, it's very difficult.
Yes, it's time to get wild with a musical sensation. Yo yo honey sing.
So I have one of my friends' daughter who is in her 20s, and of course, every young age they want to get in a relationship. If not, so she was online dating a guy who claimed himself that he was from Dubai, and then he was ready to come for her here in Dallas. So and
Which
she
they can
believed-
come.
She believed that he came all the way from Dubai to meet her, and then they went into some datings. They went for outing for a few times, and then slowly she came to know. She was realizing that maybe he is way too much into physical, getting into it, and she was trying to just put a step back. And then he said, "I came all the way from Dubai for you, and then you are resisting and all that." But what I know so far, I don't know the every depth of it, of course, but what I know that, of course, she realized it, but it also took her sanity for a long time, and she was very
Because it's very disturbing, right? It messes with your psyche, with your emotions.
And we don't know if he really came from Dubai or not, or he was claiming that he was from Dubai. And
It could be anything, right?
He could be just next neighborhood.
So
and then
so be vigilant. Ask for documentation. अगर कोई लग रहा है कि okay, someone is worth it, ask them to show you their IDs. Ask them to authenticate जो बोल रहे हैं. First of all, be extremely careful if you're being approached by people and they do not have and you're in the US. If they do not have US citizenship, regardless of your gender, whether it's a man or a woman, you know, green card citizen, don't be afraid of questioning people.
right, I know.
Because if you think you वो offend हो जाएंगे, then it's much better कि वो offend हो जाएं, and if they are swindlers, they will leave you, right?
We have like 5 seconds. Let's go back.
क्योंकि कुछ चीजों का मजा तो साथ बनाने के लिए है।
Though so knowledge is power, of course, but also you need to remember that you need to implement that knowledge, because it says that an inch of implementation is better than ton of knowledge that you have. But of course, awareness is very important, because awareness creates awareness actually solves a lot of problems. So it's very important to know what's going on around you. And because today's topic is about swindlers and con artists, so it's very important to be aware what goes inside and how it is like a honeymoon days in the beginning, and you get everything to get into the relation, but slowly once you realize it may be too late. So before it's too late for you guys to just look for, especially the young age kids who actually more on dating app, and they just try अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो एक और रिश्ता, ये नहीं होता एक और रिश्ता. So no, you need to always take one step at a time. That's very important. And do talk to your children also if possible. And the kids और आजकल बच्चे भी बहुत smart हैं, लेकिन फिर भी smart के अलावा भी I think ये
But यहाँ के बच्चे are honest. I mean, I don't think यहाँ के बच्चे are thinking कि someone is out there to get you. And I think बहुत ज़रूरी है कि the thing is, when you're dealing with liars and manipulators, we often find ourselves, playing detective. Okay, this is your intuition. So this is your intuition telling you that something is deeply wrong with the individual you are investigating. For some reason, their actions never seem to match up with their words. You find them constantly making excuses, blaming others, even through their stories never actually add up. You become lost in confusing conversations. You will look back and realize that they were just lying to your face. And that is exactly what is happening with swindlers and with con artists. They're telling you all these things that you want to hear, that the heart wants to hear. But आपका जो intuition है, आपका intuition, I mean, we have been gifted by our creator with this thing called intuition. और आपका intuition के अंदर से जब आप fear और जब आप overthinking को अगर आप separate कर सकें, तो your intuition will actually guide you, and it will raise these red flags telling you that something is wrong.
Step back. That's true. That's very true. And this intuition is very important, and that can also happen when you also prepare yourself when especially getting into relation. क्योंकि देखो अक्सर हमको ये बताते हैं कि जिंदगी में हम पहले जैसे स्कूल्स में जाते हैं, हम पहले पढ़ते हैं, उसके बाद एग्जाम होता है, लेकिन असल जिंदगी में होता है कि हमारे साथ we get tested and we get failed, and then we just realize from our experiences कि ये क्या हो हमारे साथ. तो देखो इसलिए it's better to prepare yourself before getting into any kind of unexpected situation. And because today's topic is about swindling and the people in disguise who actually fall for you and do everything, that's very important. And love bombing is another aspect, Saima, which actually I think love bait, I would say love bait, which actually happens. They will overwhelm you with all the gifts that you want, because they're pretending to be the nicest person on this earth. So they're going to do everything. They're going to say, and they again put up this sob story that I have this going with me, and so to get your attention. So love bombing and love baiting, I would say, is more important, another red flag to look for. But anyway, because we get into a lot of topics, and these topics are also sometimes taboo to talk. But of course, me and Saima are always open for any topic. And अगर आप भी share करना चाहते हैं on air या off air, तो हमारे studio का number है 214-817-3333, and you're listening to your favorite radio station, Radio Caravan.
So, Kalpana, I mean, this friend of mine, she was approached by someone on social media. She was approached by someone on LinkedIn, and she's a very close friend of mine. And we were like, okay, fine. This person is like, I own oil rigs, and I have, all this is a piece of cake for me. Just the best, sending beautiful messages and whatnot. And then it was like, oh, I'm getting ready to come and visit you. But you know what? Some problem has happened, and I'm stuck on the oil rig, and I need to get people here, blah, 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 who can come and who can fix something, so I'm able to leave to come and see you. And then my friend was like, why is this person who's supposed to be this millionaire asking me to send them $5,000, right?
See, that's what happened. These small things, I think you need to be very vigilant about it. And then one of the other story, which is one of my friend's daughter, who's in 20s, and she was on the online dating app, and then she got into relationship, who claimed himself that he's from Dubai. और स्टार्टिंग में काफ़ी अच्छा था, काफ़ी बातें होती थी, एंड ज़िंदगी बहुत ही खूबसूरत चल रही थी, एंड शी वाज आल्सो वेरी हैप्पी दैट she finally found her
soulmate.
And then finally he said कि I'm going to come and meet you, मैं all the way दुबई से सिर्फ तुमसे मिलने आ रहा हूँ, और बहुत खुश हो गई वो, and he came. I mean, we don't know if he's really from Dubai or he was pretending to be from Dubai. फिर धीरे धीरे यहाँ पे आके things started changing, and she thought he's not the person who I thought was on online, because online again, जैसे कहना कि starting के दिनों में काफी कुछ अच्छा होता है, they'll do everything for you, they'll listen to you, whatever stories you have, and then they'll tell their stories. लेकिन धीरे धीरे फिर ऐसा हुआ कि things started changing, and he was more into her, and then she was trying to resist, and he didn't like it. और उसके बाद फिर जब पता चला, then she really lost her sanity, and then she was very sad.
Because you're heartbroken. I mean, you don't know what happened, right?
Absolutely,
Someone came and swept off your feet, but then
इसीलिए देखो कि जैसे कि हम लोग स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं साइमा, तो अगर आपके पास $1,000 हैं, तो आप $1,000 तो स्टॉक में ही रखोगे ना, ऑब्वियसली यू विल पुट सम अमाउंट आप सेविंग में रखोगे, कुछ अमाउंट अगर सपोज कुछ हो भी गया तो दैट्स फाइन. इसलिए जब रिश्तों में आप जाते हो तो कंप्लीटली डोंट फॉल हेड ओवर हिल्स, एंड डू नॉट गिव अप यू ऑल योर इमोशनल थिंग्स एंड ऑल योर फाइनेंशियल थिंग्स व्हाट दे आस्क फॉर. धीरे धीरे स्टेप्स लो, क्योंकि थिंक अबाउट इट, व्हाट इफ थिंग्स फेल, what I'm going to lose if anything happens. Do not completely lean over to them, completely just surrender to them. I think you need to just take a very small step so that you don't have to face these anxiety days and depressed days later on.
It's all easier said than done, because you know the thing is कि कोई भी deliberately तो नहीं चाहता कि उसके साथ इस तरह का बुरा experience हो, right? But everyone, like we said earlier, people, you know, as human beings, you just want to feel loved, and you just want to return the love. But then you don't realize the people who are walking into your life, if they're swindlers, or they're con artists, or they're just pathological liars, and you don't know they're going to break your heart. But at the end of the day, no matter what, and agar everyone who's listening, agar aapke paas koi aisi story hai, you know, sociopaths, you know, you can come on the show and talk about it. You can do it anonymously. And Kalpana, do you want to give out the phone number?
Yes, the studio number is 214-817-3333. And अब सुन चलते हैं अगले गाने की ओर, and this is taken from the movie मैं हूँ.
Yes. Volume.
Aarti, Deepti, Raki, Aparna, thank you for watching, and put a thumbs up here. पूरे आप शो सुन रहे हो और आज हम बात कर रहे हैं धोखेबाजों की, liars की, con artists की.
So these are people who come into your life, and we are surrounded by them.
We are surrounded by them. It's a big scam, actually. again, not just getting into relation, but a lot of con people also just get into just get your money.
Yeah.
They don't have to really get into a relationship, but they just try to get your money as much as they try to take your next
Green card.
green card. Yeah, that's another thing. The green card
Yeah.
is a big thing, of course.
Yeah, and was process के अंदर like, you know, I mean, women who are getting swindled, unfortunately, it's emotional, mental, physical, right? They've gotten married to these men. They're taking care of these men. They've sponsored these men. Call कर
Good evening, Radio Caravan
So it's very unfortunate, that people are doing these things, but then, there's an agenda, and they're functioning according to that agenda. And it's just very sad. And once Nairosh comes here, and she's going to talk about, she's going to talk about, jo cases and the people that she's encountering and their experiences of what they are going through. It's very heartbreaking. When the heart breaks, it's devastating. And it's sad, how people try to take advantage.
जब recession हुआ था कुछ साल पहले, so that's where she lost her job and maybe water. That is true. That's really true. It happened. And I know her personally, and I know about she went through after she lost that.
Yeah, बहुत सारे किस्म के frauds हैं, IRS frauds, swindlers, pathological liars. There's so many different things which are out there, and I think we have con artists all around us. We're surrounded by them.
मैं ना गाना खत्म होने वाला कमेंट थी, आपको ऑनर लेगी, आप दोबारा कॉल करें, आपको ऑनर लेगी, काटूंगी नहीं तो चलिए। अच्छा ठीक, गाना खत्म होने वाला है। कोई बात नहीं, हाँ लेकिन गाना से बदलने करने के साथ
Absolutely. It is a much needed topic, and everyone stays quiet because nobody wants to talk about it. So welcome back, everyone. आप सुन रहे हैं साइमा को और कल्पना को, और हम आज बात कर रहे हैं about con artists and swindlers and लोग जो धोखा देते हैं और जो अपनी suave बातों के साथ आपको swindle करते हैं into doing things, into investing your money, into building emotional relationships, into doing different things which you would not otherwise do because उन्होंने आपका trust gain कर लिया है.
और एक और बात है जो अभी हमारे कॉलर ने हमसे शेयर किया था, और इनसे बिल्कुल जाहिज बात है, और ये भी एक्चुअली दिस समथिंग हैपेंड विद मी कि जब एक वक्त था, आई थिंक अभी भी आते होंगे, IRS कॉल्स बहुत आती थी, और दे यूज्ड टू क्लेम कि तुम्हें you have so and so money that you have not reported, then an
IRS fraud.
IRS frauds walk away, and then if you don't report it, then the FBI will come and arrest you.
Another $1 billion industry.
Right, and then what happened? One of my friends, Saima, actually she lost her job recently because of the recession उस time पे, and then she got this call, और ये बिल्कुल dramatic हुआ, and I want to share that. Long story short, कि she picked up the call and her husband was in the work, and उन्होंने कहा कि आप फोन हैंग मत करिए, क्योंकि आप फोन हैंग करके किसी और को कॉल करेंगे, then that's also going to be a big fraud, so do not hang up the call, and you must report 6,000 or something. They said 10,000 you have to pay some amount, and then she said, I don't have that much because I just lost the job. I said, I'm sorry, but I need to call my husband. I said, no, you cannot hang up the phone. You need to just pay this now. And then she, poor thing, जो भी उसके बैग में था उसने कहा मेरे पास बस इतना ही है. And then yes, उन्होंने ये भी कहा था कि your husband has also been arrested, so to release him also. So ये सब drama हुआ.
Yeah.
And then she believed in, and she transferred the $6,000. उन्होंने कहा कि Google Pay करना है, something I think gift card लेना है. She did everything whatever they said. And then जैसे उसने फोन रखा, अपने हस्बैंड ने कॉल किया, हस्बैंड ने कहा मैं तो ऑफिस में बैठा हूँ, मुझे तो कुछ नहीं हुआ. And then उनको इतना वक्त लगा उससे बाहर आने में. उन्होंने कहा कि how could I got trapped and how could I believe that. And this is very sad. And these kind of frauds बहुत
क्योंकि fraud भरे हुए हैं. And वो IRS वाला तो fraud, they were actually caught in India.
They were caught in India, exactly. This is a bigger scam, and I believe उसके ऊपर एक मूवी भी बनी हमारे regional movie में, तेलुगु में एक मूवी भी बनी है all about the fraud, and they were not being caught. उसके बाद और internal काफी चीजें होती रहती हैं. लेकिन इस तरह के अलग अलग तरह, जैसे मैंने कहा, they could be emotional con, they could be financial con. So
and sometimes even all of that. ये तो फिर भी I feel कि even though it was devastating for her, तो वो एक incident होके and she was conned and she lost that money and it happened, right? But women जिनके साथ romance swindling होती है, वो emotions, वो heartbreak, I mean they go into, you know, they entice them into meeting each other, into getting into these relationships.
It's so vulnerable because they feel, how could we do that? And later they will just curse themselves, they blame themselves. How could I not I could believe them completely, and how could I just not be vigilant? I think ये चीजें वो अपने आप को कोसने लगते हैं फिर.
Because but it shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't be,
you know,
emotional.
I mean, financial loss. I think the most important thing is you know, you need to safeguard your heart and the emotions, especially for people who are in their 30s or 40s, and the divorcees, jo single women hai, who are approached by these men and who are conned by these men. I mean, for them I think it's even worse, because उस process के अंदर उनके बच्चे involved हो जाते हैं, families involved हो जाती हैं. I mean, it is devastating.
So I think it's, and I'm sorry to say this, I think क्योंकि जब हम ऑनलाइन डेटिंग करते हैं साइमा, and I'm not judging or targeting anybody, लेकिन जब कोई भी ऑनलाइन डेटिंग करता है, obviously to get into a good relation, लेकिन it also sounds that you're desperate because.
But actually, right now, Kalpana, sorry I interrupted you,
no,
but इस वक्त especially US के अंदर online dating is even for desis, you know, it is very high because people don't know how to meet people.
That's true, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry that I have to say, but lekin kyunki it sounds that you're desperate, so definitely, I mean, I'm not saying don't go on online dating, but be extra vigilant, because you need to test the waters before to see that if there are any sharks in there. Because they could be predators, they could be people who are just getting on you, they're not the real people who are actually wanting to be in a relation. So there's a lot going on, so you need to really look for all these red flags. With that, I would like to say another, I want to share another event, which is Showfest brings to you the 7 spectacular Bollywood experiences throughout the year. An experience beyond entertainment. Become a member of Showfest, pay monthly or in full, and enjoy incredible perks. For ticket and passes, call Shreyans, and Shreyan's number is 214-499-4669. For more details, you can log on to showfest.com. For meet and greet call Shabnam Ji, and her number is 214-675-1750.
I hate liars, hypocrites, and people who take advantage of other people who care about them, because there's nothing worse than that.
All right, so now we're going to go to the next song. This is the song from Mujhse Dosti Karogi, Jani Dil Mein.
जब से मैं हूँ तब से मुझको मेरे रब की कसम रब से पहले है तू रब से पहले है
Right. लगी कि उस वक्त जिस तरह से हम बात कर रहे हैं हाँ नाम के बात है और ये काफी लोग फंस भी चुके हैं इसकी वजह से
And it's constantly increasing. $770 million in 2021 has been lost to people who are swindling money. Online romances, liars. And 10 minute mein we're going to have an attorney here, and she's going to talk about and share her experience. And you're going to be able to watch her live as well. She's going to connect in 6 minutes right here with me.
यानी कि उनका स्टेप बाय स्टेप तो सब रेडी था उनका और ये हाँ हाँ
राही चले ना चले चलते हैं रास्ते आओ चलो
But you were very careful there because काफी लोग मैंने देखा कि you were careful and you got fortunate and you understood your own time. लेकिन बहुत से लोग कर लेते हैं इस बात से क्योंकि डर जाते हैं और but thankfully this is something even
कब से है तू जब से मैं हूँ तब से है तू
yeah, kind of. I think that's what we have to do क्योंकि जब तक हम starting में increase नहीं होती है because जो एक पहले हम लोग करते हैं ना वही बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है इसको पता है मैं वो देखती हूँ ठीक है चलो Good afternoon, Radio Caravan. How are you doing?
Okay, Marosh.
Hello?
It could be Marosh calling.
Curries करके आया Carries से करके आया
हो सकता है अपने ऑफिस नहीं हम मे बी we'll see.
So we have 3 more minutes.
जहाँ मैं वहाँ मुझको प्यारा सबसे है तू
जाने दिल में कब से है तू जब से मैं हूँ तब से
I'll do one ad and then I'll
मुझको मेरे रब की पसंद यारा रब से पहले है
Good afternoon,
कब
Radio
से
Caravan.
है तू जब से मैं हूँ तब से है तू
Ladies process register? Okay, sure, I'll do that. Thank you.
रब से पहले
Of course. That's good, that's good. And what's your name? Salman. Sure, I'll send that. Thank you. If you're looking for someone to market your home extensively and get a top dollar, go to Ajay Prabhu for Beam Real Estates. Ajay has sold several homes quickly with multiple offers over list pricing using his 10-step marketing plan. So call Ajay Prabhu at his number, which is 469-996-3104, or visit his website, ajayprabhu.com. Or देखो, something I think Sam would say, discerning is the best virtue I would say to apply these days. Because there are many kind of swindlers, many kind of con artists in a disguise waiting out there to get on you, because they have the step one. Because my caller was sharing earlier कि किस तरह से वो उनके पास सब कुछ बिल्कुल प्लान ए प्लान बी स्टेप वन स्टेप टू सब रेडी रहता है. अगर आपने कुछ कहा तो दे ऑलरेडी नो कि चलो अभी हम पीछे क्या करेंगे. बिकॉज ही वाज शेयरिंग कि हाउ दे कॉल एंड दिस कि आपने आपका कुछ कुछ अमाउंट जो डेब्ट कलेक्टर का कॉल करते हैं, यू हैव टू पे सो एंड सो अमाउंट, और आपका बैंक कौन सा है, उनका चेज बैंक है. एंड देन ही सेड कि अच्छा तो मैं कनेक्ट करूं मैनेजर से. एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स ये सारी चीजें जो कि अगर इंसान डर जाता है तो डेफिनेटली उनके लिए काम आसान हो जाता है. बट वही अगर आप उन्हें इग्नोर करो और कहो कि भाई व्हेन यू अंडरस्टैंड, ऑफ कोर्स कुछ लोग प्ले करते हैं, कुछ कुछ डर के चलो जाने दो यार, जब से वो बात करते हैं, क्योंकि वी नो दैट दे आर कॉन आर्टिस्ट, swindlers. So let's try for some time. वो अलग बात है. If you want to just play around for a few more time to just let the show go on. लेकिन reality में lot goes on, and we're going to have a guest very soon on air. But because we're going on air on in a commercial break, so stay tuned with us. You're listening to Radio Caravan with me, the one and only Saloni RJ Kalpana, and I have my co-host.
This is Saima. Let's touch lives together.
और गाने भी सुनाएंगे आपको और बातें भी करेंगे.
Easy MJ, K281CS, Lucas, Mickey, 104.1 FM, KHSE, Wiley, 700 AM, Radio Caravan,
We'll be
join the
swindling you,
caravan,
man.
powered by Discount Power. For more information, visit discountpowertx.com.
The greatest concert that you can be part of. Showfest presents Arijit Singh. His voice is mesmerizing. His songs are saga of emotions. Come sing along with Arijit Singh.
This is Kalpana. I'm doing great, thank you. You know what, Marush, I'm going to put you on air, but I'm not going to turn the volume on yet. But when the show starts in about maybe 3 minutes, and then we can introduce you, Sam will introduce you, and then we'll take you on air. I mean, we're going to increase the volume so that the audience can listen. Okay? So let me put you on air.
Petitioner applies for a visa to the beneficiary. The ticketing office asks the petitioner for evidence of the relationship. Based on the relationship, the ticketing officer gives a visa to the petitioner. The petitioner gives the visa to the beneficiary, who stands in line to get in the door with the visa. After which, the beneficiary applies to enter at the door. The officer ensures that the beneficiary is admissible. Only after a person gets to the front of the line will they be inspected for admission and allowed to be admitted or adjust their status.
This infomercial is copyrighted and brought to you by Mathur Law Offices PC Attorney Sanjay Mathur, Principal Office, Dallas, Texas, 866-B Legal, 866-B Legal, 866-B Legal.
Are you looking for the best giants out?
Check out Chai Wally, located at the intersection of Independence and Spring Creek in Plano. Their signature is regular chai, Peshawari, Greasy Kawa, Money Black Tea, Kashmiri chai, and many other flavors. Homemade sandwiches, croissants, patties. Paratha is also available in vegetarian.
Hello listeners, this is Anwar Azam CDA. Our office number is 469-340-2100. Our website aabgatc.com. Please contact us for your tax, accounting, payroll, and audit needs. IRS states are doing more and more audits, so file your taxes with expert advice and proper paperwork according to tax laws.
Great service at Discount Power. You want to be the power of value. You want to help you spend more time and money.
We still have 2 minutes.
Mahapatra specializes in treating chronic medical conditions and practicing preventative medicine. She has primary care offices in Plano and McKinney, and you can call her at 972-758-4455 to schedule an appointment. She's accepting new patients, doing televisits during the COVID pandemic, as well as face-to-face clinic appointments. Her practice has on-site labs and diagnostic imaging facilities. 972-758-4455 for Dr. Swati Mahapatra. Have a love affair with the unique taste combination of Tex-Mex and Indian cuisine at Jimmy's Burger and Grill in Plano and Irving.
Their juicy beef and chicken burgers are Texas-sized, overflowing with unbelievable flavors. They serve everything from steaming hot biryani, samosas, for all you tea lovers. Chai.
They're committed to providing all natural meat that is hormone, antibiotic, and preservative-free. Jimmy's Burger and Grill can also come to you.
Host your next corporate wedding or birthday party with them. For details about catering, dine-in, or carry-out, call 469-298-3611.
So Marosh is here. We are about to bring her on, and then she's going to be talking about real-life cases of
Welcome on board.
women who actually experienced, who have been swindled, and who have
filters, you can be sure we put your health
been
and
swindled
safety
by
first
con
when you
artists.
fly with Emirates.
Call Lawson Travel at 214-631-2458 for complete schedule to book your flight today.
Welcome back to the show called Heart to Heart, जो आप सुनते हैं हर दोपहर Thursday, हर दोपहर 1 बजे से लेकर 3 बजे तक. With me, the one and only Saloni Archie Kalpana, और मेरे साथ होती हैं हर Thursday को.
This is Saima. Let's touch lives together.
और आज हम बात कर रहे हैं swindlers के बारे में और con artists के बारे में, जो लोग धोखा देते हैं, झूठ बोलते हैं. And we have a guest on air.
We have attorney Marosh Nawaz. She practices family law and business law here in the Dallas area, and her office provides legal advice in tough situations like divorce, child support, custody matters. Marosh, welcome on air.
Welcome to the show. It's an honor to have you on here. And I know, Marosh, we're talking about swindlers and con artists, the people who actually really con by and in the disguise of falling in love. And I know that you deal with these things every day, right?
So, Marosh, welcome. And what I know when we met last week, जब बातें कर रहे थे और तो you had mentioned that you're actually working with working cases of women who have been swindled. So what have you come across based on your experience, based on handling these cases? What have you experienced is the common ground between these different cases? वो कौन से red flags हैं that people should be looking for, and what are the similar characteristics between all these men who approach these women? What vulnerabilities have you seen as a common factor between all these women? Yeah.
So I would say, it's oftentimes in their backstories or backstage reviews, you'll see that the other party does not ask relevant questions of the person they're looking to marry or be engaged to. ये शादी के मामले में अक्सर इस तरह की बात overlook होती है, the excitement of the vision or the excitement of a prospect, or just an excitement case, maybe it's a good-looking girl, or the gentleman is going out of his way and he's showing himself to be different than what he really is, and then बाद में जाकर पता लगता है. Other examples where I've seen that specifically common over the last 10 years is the girls have belonged to a good family or well-connected family, and some of these suitors will come along without answering specific questions of the family, and they present themselves as being established in a different way, that they're pious and they're kind, and the initial 1 month or 2 months of interaction are very solid. But I think there's probably there's at least a few months. I think people are able to show themselves to be in a certain way. Jahan Bay, in my experience, I feel like probably engagements are a little bit longer. Sometimes it gives the girls a little bit more of an insight into the man's life, particularly since they're एक और बात I would say is that be wary if you do not know them. Be wary if you do not know of them. Be wary if you have heard something before. Because किसी को अनसुनी करना is unnecessarily dangerous behavior. But उस वक्त अक्सर आपको फैमिली में कहते हैं नहीं I'm sure there could be मैंने ये अच्छी बात की है और तो नेगेटिव अगर रिव्यू भी आया है तो they may be genuine. Don't write off the red flags that you hear or you come across.
So, what red flags are you coming across?
The red flags, when I look at them, they're coming to me. There's better to me about them.
Of course, of course.
Just the because they come in, they are not, they're telling you all the things such as family ने कहा होगा कि we should have been up with you. And it was not the case. At that point, it became, लड़का लड़की के बीच में non-romantic or some absurd, I shouldn't absurd because I don't know about people that but rational or they may family होगा दोनों साइड का family होगा अगर आपकी सिर्फ अगर ज्वेलरी की है या अगर आपका कुछ घर है be careful of that. और another thing that you can read है कि जहाँ पे the man or woman may have been widowed or divorced. They may even have children, and they feel that they're not in an advantaged position, and may succumb to an over clever ploy जहाँ पे आपको बहुत flattery करे, बड़ी अच्छी प्यार की बात करे, family में involved की बात करे. In fact, you have to be very careful of the background checks that are being asked around about the person. Otherwise it becomes the equivalent of that online dating जहाँ पे लोग आपको sort of unconnected on saying there are a lot of these websites. I know Eastern Europeans have more knowledge or knows maybe one guy. These websites where they connect with spouses in the United States. But folks visit and then later on they turn around and complain. I mean, it's harder to complain when you sort of walk into a bad situation with knowledge. This website saying, or this person was done, who has had other family situations, there are issues. You should take all of those red flags and you should internalize and think about them. अगर आप इस बंदे को अपना पूरी तरीके से नहीं जानते हैं, then it's very likely कि और फिर एक सच शादी हो जाती है. It's very hard for women to move away. It means specifically the women in a very difficult situation. That's very prominent. Again, forced marriages maybe I'd like to point out is also very, very common. It's not necessarily hard to be आगे जाके थोड़े से और vulnerable women. But even in forced marriages, there is so much time and deceit where a man may be trying to convince a good-looking girl to marry him. और जब अपनी dishonesty वगैरह force करते हैं और फिर शादी के बाद the end is not as pretty as promised. Especially they don't.
कोई age group है, certain age group that you're seeing more of versus the other?
I would say that what I see is, normally after the marriage. After the marriage, I've dealt with cases anywhere from 2 years after the marriage to a couple of cases even where the couple is in their 60s and they're now getting a divorce because one of them is just had, and mostly I think both age groups mean. Surprisingly, it has been a few women and in our community as well. And I mean, in general, in Texas, we have been doing cases in North Texas. So, and it's very sad because they've tried again. Because, what you are on the inside, eventually निकल ही आता है.
But sometimes बहुत वक्त लग जाता है, right?
जी बिल्कुल.
एक और बात है, बाज़ दफ़ा मारूश ये भी होता है कि जब कोई रिश्ते में, स्पेशली आजकल यू हैव द लिविंग रिलेशन, राइट, यू गेट इनटू, यू लाइक समबडी, यू लिव इनटू, यू गेट इनटू लिविंग रिलेशन, फिर वहाँ पे कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि one sort of the parent knows कि the other person may be the con artist who's trying to swindle her around or swindle him around, और वो बताते हैं बच्चे को कि भाई ये ठीक नहीं आपके लिए, बाहर आ जाएं, लेकिन फिर भी क्योंकि वो प्यार में इतने डूबे हुए होते हैं कि लव इज ब्लाइंड एंड दे डोंट वांट टू लिसन, फिर वहाँ पे उसे किस तरह से अवेयर किया जा सकता है वहाँ पे?
उसमें mostly you know, as majority we're not part of the relationship part of the I cannot say because that's that almost basically part of child rearing for an adult child. हम लोग I feel like young kids के साथ इतना हम लोग struggle करते हैं for teenagers when they are learning like they're probably wanting to make different decisions. मैं ये करूँ या ये ना करूँ, should I go out to the mixed gathering? Should I, if I'm a girl, should I only hang out with girls? If I'm a boy, should I hang out with? It's not a decision that I feel. I hear from clients that they're already struggling with that in their own family. An adult child who legally तो कहीं नहीं control कर सकते because they're not technically they don't have to be. They're not
born to exactly that, वो भी सही बात है, हाँ.
बट महरोश एक और चीज़ भी जो हम यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं वो ये है कि वी आर सीइंग एक्चुअल men who are physically present in the United States, but they might be on a visitor's visa, they might be on a different status, and then they are swindling women to get married to them, and वो romance swindlers and they romance them, and उसके बाद वो they are reaching that point where they are उनको sponsor हो चुके हैं, उनका green card आ गया है, and they are sponsoring their children overseas, and they are उस point के ऊपर they still have that wife who's sitting overseas for them, and they are ending marriages here.
Yeah, I've definitely heard these very sad circumstances where they get the marriage like whether they don't have a wedding or a ceremony, that they have these mistakes coming from certain countries, or they have just the basic requirements of that religion or that sect. They do that, and then they start to get disadvantage from the person who came basically just to actually do here. यहाँ पे जैसे this thing that I've come across a couple of times, almost surprising है कि यहाँ पे like this message of a Pakistan that they get married to someone, वहाँ पे आपको शायद उसके family में यही करते हैं. वो एक स्टेट में होते हैं, वो एक नई लड़की को लाती, दूसरे स्टेट में सेट कर देते हैं. Obviously there's no these other charges involved, but that's when people aspect of our system, but that's a whole other thing. But it's very important for girls to be doing यहाँ पे जो लड़कियाँ आ भी रही हैं वो मतलब responsible हो. And I understand हमारे से they often not always there. कि आपको background search कि आपको पता हो कि लड़का क्या है, क्या actually यहाँ काम करता है, like if he actually doing that. And there's this one case I was working on out of state where the boy had he was doing his residency. And I mean I have some liberty to just the case a little bit from the client. So उसमें residency का वो लड़का कर रहा था United States में. He was already married with children here. और वो पाकिस्तान से जाके शादी करके लड़की को लेके आया. So now he's also in a more than one marriage, and just basically avoided that. यहाँ पे it's grounds for nothing. So you have to be. I think it's very important कि यहाँ पे लोगों को पता हो कि आपको marriage कैसे कैसे होती है, because जब मैं आमतौर पे कभी socially मिलूँ या फिर work wise every now and then I'll hear if somebody is stuck in a situation that's a relationship. And we all know in a difficult situation, just एक couple India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, हमारे वाले से शादी करके यहाँ work करती है. She is told by her new family here. She doesn't have financial or emotional support. She's unable to leave the marriage. Obviously, people are not there to support her. We have two organizations hard to get out of that situation. I would say encourage these